Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sivi here, coming at you live from beautiful Singapore. If you're catching this on the replay, let me know. Let me know in the comments if you're catching this on the replay, hashtag replay. Let me know which country you're coming in from, how you're doing today. Let me know if you've ever been to Singapore. If you've been to Singapore, drop a 1 in the comments. Let me know how you like Singapore. I love Singapore. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it brings me to my point today, which I'm going to get into in a minute. How are you guys doing? Hey, Gary, how you doing? Christian, how are you? Good, good. So let me know where you guys are tuning in from. I'm sitting here in Sentosa Island in Singapore. Have you guys been to Singapore? Gary? Christian, you guys been around Singapore before? We used to live here in Singapore. 7 or 8 years ago, my wife and I used to live here. We were hoteliers, we were working in corporate hotels, and then we moved away to the Philippines. Simon, what's going on, bro? How you doing, man? Have you guys been to Singapore before? It is fucking beautiful. I can tell you that. Yeah, man, it is nice. It's great. We're just here relaxing, hanging for about 2 weeks, actually. We're here with my parents. They're just over here relaxing. My wife, Nadia, is right there, sun tanning, right? And yeah, you know, I miss Singapore. We haven't been back here for maybe, I don't know, 4 years or something. We used to live here 7 or 8 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, I can't remember. But we're here for my birthday. It's my birthday week, so we came for my birthday. My parents came in from Canada, so we're showing them around. It's Chinese New Year, so that's gonna be fun. Do you guys know what they do in Chinese New Year? If any of you guys have celebrated Chinese New Year, let me know in the comments and tell us what they do with the dragons and the oranges, because I know what they do, but not everybody knows, and it's pretty cool what they do. They actually have this good luck tradition where they have people dressed up as dragons, and they run around and they're playing music and stuff, and then you feed them oranges through the mouth of the dragon, but it's really people, of course, dressed up inside this dragon costume. You feed them oranges, and then it's good luck for the year, right? So it's fun, it's entertaining, it's a Chinese tradition, and it's amazing, and I love it. Singapore is amazing, it's great. So it brings me to my point today, and what I want to talk about is the success vibration, okay? We all know the saying, you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around, right? We all know the saying that you are, you know, the situations and things you put yourself in, that defines you as a person, right? Yeah, you're the pig, that's right. You're the pig, Phil, that's what's up. There's so many pigs in Singapore right now. There's pigs everywhere you look. Pigs on the ground, pigs everywhere. People have pigs going all over the place. It's awesome. What's up, Marty? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. So the success vibration is something that you can sink yourself into. You can sink yourself into the success vibration anywhere, anytime, right? This is done simply by, you know, this is something Tony Robbins talks about and other people, where they do a bunch of push-ups or they do a bunch of jumping jacks, they jump up and down, and you know, you get your adrenaline going, you get your heart going, and it raises your vibrational state, right? So before you're gonna do a presentation, or before I go on stage and talk, like when I went on stage a couple weeks ago, I was at a blockchain summit, and I was talking about some blockchain stuff, and I was introducing a bunch of the speakers and enjoying that. But before I go on stage, I would jump up and down behind stage, right? Jump up and down a bunch, and it gets the adrenaline going, and it actually raises your vibration, right? It raises your vibration, and it gets you into that peak state, so that when you're speaking and when people are looking at your body language and everything, you're coming across at a very high vibe state, right? So you can get yourself into that just by doing physical activity. But what I'm going to talk about today is getting yourself into the success vibration by surrounding yourself with successful people, and also with, you know, extravagant things. That's what I was thinking about a moment ago, and I thought, oh, you know what, I'm going to jump on a live and talk about this, because there's no better place to do it than in Singapore, okay? Let me know in the comments if you've been to Singapore, okay? Just drop a Singapore if you've been to Singapore before. If you have not, I strongly suggest you come check it out. It's an amazing island. You know, it's a man-made place. It used to be a fishing village that they turned into, you know, a resorty, businessy, banking district, and it's amazing. But you'll see there's many, you know, high-level people that have a lot of cash and a lot of success under their belt and a lot of experience, and it shows, because out on the street, you know, all you see is Rolls-Royce, Bentleys, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and then you come to resorts like this, and, you know, all the people that are hanging around, they're doing very well for themselves, right? So you can get yourself into the vibrational state just by going to a city and hanging out in the posh places. So a perfect example of that is just next door to this resort is the golf course, right? I don't golf. I mean, I can golf, and I golf if someone asks me to go golfing, I'll go. But I'm not a big avid golfer. But we went to the golf course just for lunch, right? We went to the golf course for lunch. We checked out the pro shop. I checked out the rates. I inquired how much a round cost. It's $500 per round. And I was like, okay, cool, getting an idea for it. Sat there, had lunch, hung out with some people that are golfing, right? They get in their Nast and Martins and they drive to their mansions. And that's putting yourself in a success vibration, right? A lot of people have a blockage that they think they're not worthy of success, or they think, okay, other people can have that, but I can't have that. I got news for you, man. We're all the same. Everybody's the same. It's just a matter of mindset and taking action to get into that position where you can afford those things, right? So an example of this would be like when I go to the mall, right? When I go to the mall, I'll go into the Rolex store and I'll try on a couple of Rolexes. I did it 2 days ago in the Singapore Mall. I tried on a rose gold Rolex and I tried on like a white gold Rolex that were fucking nice. They were super nice. And my wife tried on a Patek Philippe, and it was totally covered in diamonds. It was a $250,000 watch. She put it on. Like you do that kind of stuff to put yourself in alignment with the success vibration, okay? The vibration of abundance, the vibration of worthiness, and knowing that these kind of things exist, and yes, you can get them. Stephen is saying Dan Locke calls this wealth triggers. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. I didn't know that. Cool. Perfect. Wealth triggers. All right. I love it. Thanks for chiming in, Stephen. I appreciate it, man. So this kind of stuff is something that anybody can do at any time in their life. Okay. You don't have to have $1 million in your bank account to know what it feels like to put on a $250,000 watch, right? You don't have to be a balling businessman who's coming to Singapore to, launch an IPO or do something like this to go to the Sentosa golf course to play a $500 round of golf. I just walked in there to have lunch, look around, get around the success vibration. I checked out a Lamborghini in the parking lot. I went and looked at a Nast and Martin, right? And these are the kind of things you can do to put yourself in that vibration. And when you're around these types of places and you're around these types of material objects and things, you start looking around at the people that are the ones that own these things, the people that are in that space, right? The people that are already there. And you look at them and you realize, you know what? That person's exactly like me, right? That person's exactly like me. They did something different in their life. They went over here, they did this, they did that, but they're just a human. They're just going through their day. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like you, right? Everybody does. Everybody here puts their pants on one leg at a time. So my message today is simple. If you haven't put yourself in the success vibration, or you haven't done what Stephen said is gone around and engaged yourself in wealth triggers, okay, I highly recommend you do. You don't have to be in Singapore to do this, of course. You don't have to be at Sentosa at one of these resorts. You don't have to be like that. You can do this anywhere. If you're living in, Vancouver, Canada, you can drive down to the Lamborghini store and check out a Lamborghini. Touch it, sit in it, feel it, see what it feels like, right? You can go to the Gucci store and you can try on, a $2,000 suit or a jacket, and just to feel what the thread count feels like. You get yourself in that vibrational state. You align yourself with the energy of success when you're doing these things, right? And if you want to take it up another level, you can include affirmations into your world that are affirming that you've already accomplished the things to have these material things, right? You can say things like, I am successful, I am abundant, I am wealthy, right? And your subconscious mind cannot differentiate the difference between you actually doing it and having it, or not having it and wanting it. It doesn't know the difference. It really doesn't know the difference. And this is a huge block that a lot of people don't know and don't understand. And my personal opinion is because they haven't done enough inner work, they haven't done enough self-development, they haven't done enough discovering of what the power of the subconscious mind can do for you. So I encourage you guys, get yourself into the success vibration any way, anyhow. Go feel and touch and get yourself around these things, and tell yourself that you are playing that round of golf, right? That you are sitting in that Aston Martin. You are sitting in that Lambo, right? Tell yourself that that's where you're at in your life and feel it for real. And when you feel it for real, your subconscious mind will start attracting and working towards actually putting you in that space, right? Because it doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know that it doesn't know. Your subconscious doesn't know these things, right? So that's how a lot of people manifest a lot of things in the world. And if you're not doing this, if you're not practicing this, I strongly suggest you try. Some references I can talk about, for example, there's a book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. That's an amazing book. You can get it on Audible or whatever. I've read that book probably 10 times. It's very thin. It's an easy read. You can look up people like Louise Hay doing affirmations, right? You can Google just positive affirmations and put that on when you go to sleep. That's what I do. And it'll say things like, I am wealthy, I am abundant, I am this, I am that. And your subconscious mind is literally being reprogrammed, right? To believe, to think that you actually are all of these things. And then it gets to work finding ways to actually fulfill what you're talking about or attract other things to you, right? Because if you raise your vibrational level and you're vibing up here, all of a sudden your mind is now open to attract other vibrations on the same plane. But if you're staying down here, the high vibe stuff will just pass right by you like a freeway, right? Let me know in the comments, guys, if you guys are into reprogramming your subconscious mind, if you're into affirmations, let me know in the comments right now. Julie says, I am affirmations with the right gratitude are very powerful. It's a fact, she says. Good point. Phil says, bring that positive karma. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. If anyone tells you that this stuff is, hokey pokey or whatever, just take a look at that person who says that, and I can guarantee you they're vibing very low, number one. Number two, they're probably a hater of some kind, right? And they're probably very negative. I don't even like talking about it. I feel low vibe when I talk about it. So don't worry about those people. People that think it's weird, don't worry about those people. Surround yourself with people who understand the power of your subconscious mind, who understand what it means to have wealth triggers, as Dan Locke and Stephen told us earlier, right? And get around things that are high vibe. One of my mentors, he drove 200 or 300 miles one time to get in the vibrational space of some super exotic sports car, like a $2 million sports car, because he loves cars. He drove there to go and touch that car just to feel the energy of it, right? And I've done that before too. I used to live in Geneva, and I got myself into the Geneva car show, and I got a backstage pass where I went and I got to hang out and touch and look at the Bugatti, actually touch it. Not just behind the ropes, but actually go and touch it and look at it, right? That was, how long ago was that? That was 10 or 12 years ago. No, that was even more, like 15 years ago, right? That's the kind of stuff that you can do to put yourself into this high vibrational state. And I highly recommend you do. And I just wanted to talk about it today because I'm in Singapore and you are surrounded with luxury, with posh, with exotic sports cars and Phantoms and Lamborghinis and stuff everywhere. And it's very easy to slip into that high vibrational state here in Singapore, right? And, I just want you guys to experience that kind of stuff. If you're not practicing that, I highly recommend you do. And if you are, keep rocking it. It's all good. Marty says, yeah, you have to work on it. Exactly, you really have to work on it. It's not natural to do affirmations. It's not natural to think that you've already accomplished something when you haven't. It's not natural to do it. But once you start repeating it and doing it over and over again, that's when your mind starts to believe that it's true, right? You literally trick yourself into believing it's true. And when your subconscious believes it's true, it starts to manifest and starts to work towards this thing. And that's how it works, right? So with that being said, guys, I'm going to hop back in the pool. We're going to have lunch here and then we're going to head out, spend the afternoon somewhere else. Thanks for tuning on this live. I appreciate all your time. I will catch you on the next one. I'll probably go live again in a couple of days here. We're in Singapore for 2 weeks and then we're back to the Philippines. All right. Thanks for tuning on this broadcast, guys. And I'll see you on the next one.